So I was born at the shore, and I've lived at the shore my entire life. I was born in Red Bank, and I moved to Point Pleasant 2 years after that. I spent my entire childhood between Point Beach and Point Borough, and then I stayed in New Jersey for college and went to Rutgers. During Hurricane Sandy, which happened in my first year of high school, my mother's house in Point Pleasant Beach got flooding in the basement, which luckily it didn't reach the first floor of our house, but it did take out all of our utilities. So we were still out of the house for repairs for a while. My father's house in Point Borough, on the other hand, got 4 feet of water into the first floor, and my family was still there, so they were trapped upstairs until the waters receded. And it took us until 2018 to fully rebuild and get back into our house. So 8 years later, I'm living in Somerset, New Jersey, still by the Rutgers campus. And Hurricane Ida struck, and that resulted in flooding in the house that I'm currently renting up there, and displaced everyone who was living on the first floor of the house, myself included. So now it's 3 for 3 houses that I've lived in that have experienced climate-related flooding. So as is evident to shore communities, climate change and sea level rise are going to have a big impact on towns at the shore. New Jersey is one of the most profoundly affected and will be the most profoundly affected states in the U.S. by climate change and by flooding and sea level rise. Climate is often seen as a youth issue, and in many ways it is. Like all of the generations that have come before us, we're inheriting the world along with all of its problems, all of its flaws, all of the decisions that have been made by generations that came before us. And for many people in my generation, the future and how climate change will affect it feels very unsteady and uncertain.
With the storms and stuff we've had over the years, especially Superstorm Sandy, seems like the seasons are changing. It used to be in March, the fishing started. Now it's more in April, and it goes longer in the fall. Normally around the first of the year, everything is done now. 20 years ago, everything was done before Thanksgiving and the fish had moved on.
Because of extreme storms and the frequency of storms increasing. We also have flooding now as a problem inland, which we saw with Ida last year.
The everyday people of previous generations built the parts of this world that were beautiful, not its problems. So this isn't just about us and the generations that will come in the future, but also about protecting what the generations in the past built.
There is drastic changes. We're seeing different types of fish during the summer, more southern fish showing up here. It's kind of strange, you know, you see somebody bringing in this fish, and they look at it, what is it? You look in the book, and it's a fish that's normally caught in Florida.
New Jersey's positives from wind farm on an economic basis is it's going to be a huge boon, not only to New Jersey, but particularly to South Jersey.
Especially as the industry grows and the supply chain grows in the state, our union partners are going to be the ones making the turbines, potentially going to be making other components of the turbines like the nacelle, potentially all in the state. And those are going to be good paying union jobs. As well as the operations and maintenance folks are going to be people who are, you know, living in the state of New Jersey.
Let's look outward. If we look outward, if we have less reliance, look at how high our gas prices are. That's fossil fuels. If we do this correctly, we can get a renewable source of energy that could actually be good for our pocket as well. So let's just look long term, and this can be really, really good, but we got to do it correctly.
Rhode Island is home to the first offshore wind farm in the country, and we're very proud of that fact. And that's why we have a special kinship on the industry, because we want to make sure that as it was built union in the first place, we want to continue to build it union, because the labor movement is proud to be involved in a just transition to a clean economy.
To both local businesses and to, of course, people who are working for the developers in a variety of ways.